This is dHunter, bringing another action figure video. Today I wanted to talk about the reveals from San Diego Comic-Con and what are my personal favorite things and what I'm looking forward to. Now it's maybe a little bit late. San Diego Comic-Con ended on Sunday. Today's Thursday, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago. Bunch of stuff I saw that I really liked. Bunch of stuff I saw that I sort of liked. Bunch of stuff I saw that I'm going to get. But I want to talk about what caught my attention, what interested me the most, from kind of my least favorite stuff to my highest expectation. In this video, I'm going to talk about the different companies, what they have to offer, and what interests me, as well as my favorite reveal from all of San Diego Comic-Con, and you wouldn't ever guess it. Now, my action figure interests are quite unique. Predominantly, I collect Batman-related action figures. I collect Alien and Predator stuff, and then I collect a bunch of civilians that I could use for mobsters, gangsters, thugs, businessmen, henchmen, civilians, all kind of different uses in my action figure world. I like all-purpose action figures in regular clothing, generic people I can use for background scenarios. I collect 6 and 7 inch scale stuff. I don't really mess with Star Wars Black, as I consider them smaller than 6 inch scale. They're way smaller than Marvel Legends. I don't really collect Beast Kingdom, as they're 8 inch scale. My threshold is 6 inch scale, 7 inch scale, predominantly Batman related, but I love regular civilian type action figures. So, Comic-Con is over. I'm not going to actually show any images of these figures during this video, even though that would be really cool. But I wasn't at San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of pictures I find online have watermarks. Some don't. But it would be a whole lot of work to put each and every figure I'm going to mention here into the video. So, let's start with some of the stuff that I'm least looking forward to. So let's start off with some Mattel wrestling figures. Now, I'm not a wrestling fan. Extremely casual, if you would want to say that. I like using wrestling figures for thugs, henchmen, businessmen, civilians, etc. There are a few figures that caught my attention. Nothing that I'm like, oh, I have to have that. One thing that really did catch my attention, I'm probably not going to get, is a Muhammad Ali pack. This is some sort of Mattel Creations pack. I think maybe it was also a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Really just interested in the referee. I think it's a cool figure. I have a couple of wrestling referees. It'd be nice to have this one. But my God, I'm not trying to pay at least $75 for the one referee, and not even really that interested in Muhammad Ali, who was a cool figure, a cool wrestler and athlete, but he's not going to fit into my action figure world. Not something that I'm interested in collecting. But that referee would be nice. So if anyone out there is getting the Muhammad Ali pack and is interested in partying with the referee, drop me a line. I'm sure we can work something out. Now let's continue to talk about wrestling figures. Let's move on to the Jazwares company. They have their AEW wrestling line, which is very successful. And as I glanced through, I didn't see a lot that caught my attention. Some of the female divas. But the one that really caught my attention was a new suited Brody Lee. I have the existing Brody Lee figures they've made, and they're fantastic. He's a big, giant, bulking dude. I am a sucker for suited action figures. They can be used for so many different things, and I'm looking forward to that guy. He seems like he'll be pretty cool. Another thing that I saw from Jazwares that caught my attention is their new line of Call of Duty figures. I don't really play Call of Duty, but I'm well aware of it. Of course, I tried it. But the figures look fantastic. They look good for soldiers or civilians, etc. And their Ghost figure looks great. A little concerned about the scale. I'm assuming they're going to be a pretty small 6 inch scale like Jazwares Fortnite stuff was. I hope they're more along the lines of the Jazwares wrestler figures, but I imagine they're going to be more like the Fortnite figures, which is right at the very smallest thing that I collect. A little smaller than I'd like, but they do look really good. Now I wanted to briefly touch on DST or Diamond Select Toys. Honestly, I did not see a lot of stuff from them. Definitely not a lot that interested me at San Diego Comic-Con. They don't just make action figures, they make busts and statues and all kind of different things like that that don't really strike my fancy. But I did see they were starting, I believe, a comic Walking Dead line. And based off the articulation I saw, I assume they're part of the 7 inch scale stuff they make. Now, they were just black and white variants of Rick Grimes and Michonne. But if they release them in color, I would be very interested. Rick Grimes in his police outfit, I could definitely do something with that figure. Now I wanted to talk about Hasbro stuff. Hasbro is a giant action figure company. They make really cool Marvel Legends figures, Star Wars figures, Fortnite figures, although maybe that line is dead, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, Transformers, some very strong licenses under their belt. I looked at the Marvel Legends stuff. There's a few things that caught my attention, and like I said, my collecting interests are very unique. I don't really collect a lot of the X-Men, Spider-Man figures, because I don't want to open that can of worms. It's just too much to collect. Batman and DC is enough for me. Actually, it's already too much. Anyway, Marvel Legends, I saw a Peter Parker versus Spider Slayer 2-pack that was already shown before the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Now, that's the thing about San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of the stuff on display has already been revealed. There weren't too many brand new reveals per se, but plenty of them make me happy, and then seeing a lot of these figures up close is pretty cool. So Peter Parker versus Spider Slayer, specifically because Peter Parker's a civilian, it'd be a great background character. Also caught my attention, the Blade action figure. Not 100% sure if I'm going to buy him or not, but he looks pretty cool. There's a new Luke Cage, and he looks similar to his classic look from the comics. I also saw a Mark Ruffalo figure, and I feel like he's going to be in a 3-pack, at least that's how it looked displayed at San Diego Comic-Con, which sucks for me, as I'll buy the 3-pack just for him. I do have a suit of Mark Ruffalo, but this one looks quite a bit better. In addition to that, we have their G.I. Joe offerings. Now, the G.I. Joe line is starting to get out of control. Very, very popular, selling like crazy. Some very expensive items out there, a ton of exclusives. They're dropping stuff every day lately, and my god, my wallet is broken. July has killed me. But we have a brand new Jeep and Joe figure. That looks awesome. I don't know if it's going to be exclusive somewhere, but I got to get at least a couple of those. There's a couple of Cobra vehicles that will attach to his tank. That looks really cool. We also saw the His Tank Soldier 2-pack. That also looks very cool. Let me check out a couple of my notes here. They revealed General Hawk, Jinx, Shockwave, Helix, Torch, Duke, and Scarlet on retro cards. I'm looking forward to getting them all. I almost have every single figure in the G.I. Joe classified line. Every single figure, every single variation. Hope to keep that continuing. Can't wait for the His Tank. I think that thing will be shipping really soon. It looks to be a super amazing deluxe item. That's about it for the Hasbro offerings that caught my attention. There's still the Indiana Jones line. They didn't show anything new. They simply had on display the Temple of Doom wave, which builds the, the Temple of Doom sort of relics or artifacts, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, there's a difference between what's on display and what are actually new reveals. Now let's quickly talk about some of the SH Figuarts figures that I saw at the con I was interested in. None of these are brand new reveals, but the Flash movie, Michael Keaton Batman that was revealed, about a month ago, that thing looks pretty cool. Although the previous Michael Keaton Batman they made kind of sucked, so hopefully this will be a little better. It's about the only thing by SH Figuarts to caught my attention. Once again, they're on the smaller end of 6-inch collecting, definitely smaller than I'd like. And now let's talk about some of the Mezco 112 collective stuff that they showed. So, before we get to the DC stuff, I saw this Indiana Jones top figure they made. Looks amazing. I passed on the Mezco 112 collective Indiana Jones, but I'm not going to pass on Todd. I need him for my suited mobster businessman action figure collection. There's also the Dick Tracy line that I'm pretty excited about. We have the upcoming Dick Tracy and Flat Top 2-pack, and then Pruneface, and I hope these do well, so it gives a ton of these unique mobsters and gangsters from the Dick Tracy world. They would fit in great in my Gotham City. Now, moving on to the DC stuff, they showed the Gotham by Gaslight Batman, but that is old news. That thing was up for pre-order a couple of years ago. It should be coming out anytime now. They showed the Mezco 112 collective Damian Wayne Robin, which looks pretty good. Once again, nothing new there. I did not see a Mezco, the Batman Robert Pattinson Batman on display there. Maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen any of the photos I looked at. But one new thing they showed, I was pretty excited for, is a Mezco 112 collective Nightwing. This is the company that said they would never do Nightwing or Robin, and they're doing both of them, and it looks great, although I think that thing is probably years away. And I guess one more thing that I forgot to talk about is the Mafex DC figures they showed. They showed a Hush Scarecrow and Riddler. Those are brand new to the Hush line. They showed, of course, the Mafex Batman and Banefear, which I'm really excited for both those. And then they showed something that I really didn't expect. That's a Mafex Jared Leto Joker from Zack Snyder's Justice League. Looks awesome. I ordered a third-party unauthorized unlicensed 112 scale figure, and I'm happy to have this one coming as well. So some really cool stuff by Mafex. Also a cool John Wick from Part 4. But those weren't exactly new reveals. The Joker, Scarecrow, and Riddler all were brand new reveals. Now, there are really only two other companies to talk about their action figures. That is NECA and McFarlane, the two I'm most excited for from San Diego Comic-Con. So let's start off by talking about NECA. So NECA has a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. I looked at the animated stuff. The Android Krang body, it catches my attention, but I'll probably pass. I really like the Baxter Stockman from the Mirage comics. He looks pretty cool. And then on to the movie stuff. They have a ton of reveals from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. I ordered the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Kino with Scooter. There's also a Kino in Foot Soldier gear who's doing training. There's a Foot Soldier 2-pack from the second movie. Gotta get a few of those. There's Professor Jordan Perry. Two versions of him, which is really surprising and really cool. One in hazmat suit, one of his professor attire. Gotta get me those. Then we have Shredder with his sort of junkyard throne. That thing looks pretty cool, although I have no idea what I'll actually do with that. And a little bit disappointed, no Tetsu, and I didn't expect to see one. NECA flat out said they tried to get an agreement with the actor or whoever holds his likeness, and they were unable to come to an agreement. So it looks like we'll probably never get a Tetsu, and that sucks. He's the only figure from the first film that I feel like we need to complete the collection, and he would be very appropriate for a second film figure as well. Continuing on with NECA stuff at the con, they had the dog from The Thing that's sort of transforming into the alien or whatever. It's grotesque deluxe figure, but that's not new at all. That was shown years ago. Excited for that. It should be coming pretty soon. NECA also showed us a Robocop figure, Alex Murphy in his police attire, and I'm so happy they're making that figure. Ever since they got the likeness rights to Peter Weller, I don't know, a year or two ago, they released a couple unmasked Robocop versions. I was really hoping they would release this guy, and boy was I surprised. He has the awesome interchangeable chest with bloody holes, the hand that removes the blood there, blood splattering out, a head with the bullet in the middle. Man, I hope they give us some more of those Robocop figures. I would love Clarence Bodiger. I would love his partner, Ann Lewis. I almost don't want Alex Murphy without his partner, but I'm gladly going to take him. I'm going to get 6 of those guys. Probably do some head swaps, and they all have helmets, so they're SWAT officers with tactical riot gear. It is going to be perfect for my GCPD, Gotham City Police Department, in my Batman action figure world. That is such a cool reveal. I was so happy, and it looks absolutely perfect. Now to talk about one of my favorite action figure lines, the NECA Gargoyles line. I'm a huge Gargoyles fan, and I was really excited to see all the stuff that NECA was going to have on display. And they had quite a bit, but the reveals were very disappointing, actually. So, I saw Elisa Mazza, David Xanatos in a suit. Those two are going to come out real soon. I saw Lexington. He should be coming out in the next couple months or so. I saw David Xanatos with his gargoyle robot attire. Very cool looking. But none of those are new. They were all shown before. And they didn't have Cold Stone on display. He was shown at least a year ago, and he's one of the figures I am most looking forward to in that line. So a little disappointed to not see him on display there. But we do know he's coming. Now, a couple of new Gargoyles reveals. Broadway with trench coat. I'm not very excited for that. I'm not going to use it probably ever, but I'm definitely going to get it as I'm a huge Gargoyles fan. Comes with some various food items. I don't really want to say it's lazy because it's a variant that makes sense, but it's not one that gets me excited at all. And then I saw Goliath and Demona 2-pack. Once again, not excited for that as I have Goliath and I have Demona. Sure, we have a couple more expressions, a couple extra accessories like the Phoenix Gate, and any Gargoyles fan has to have the Phoenix Gate. But it's annoying if that's the only way you're going to get it, because that 2-pack is probably going to cost every lick of $75. Disappointing there. Was really hoping to see some additional reveals beyond Broadway and the 2-pack. Those were not very good reveals. And you didn't even show Cold Stone. I'm so excited for him. That's disappointing. They didn't show Macbeth either, and we are well aware that he's coming. The Gargoyles line has been on a very slow output, but it's picked up a lot in the last 6 months. Hope they continue, and I hope it goes as deep as the NECA Ninja Turtle animated line. Now to talk about some McFarlane figures. McFarlane DC Multiverse is my top line. I'm a huge Batman fan, McFarlane DC Multiverse fan, as you can tell behind me. That being said, I didn't really see anything that was non-DC Multiverse. Maybe I missed it, maybe I just didn't really care enough. I didn't see anything from The Witcher, I didn't really see anything from Spawn, except for that medieval Kickstarter Spawn, which I'm definitely going to pass on, as I already have the medieval Spawn, and I don't want to do another Kickstarter on something I don't really care about. I do regret missing the original Kickstarter Spawn, but it is what it is. If I go back in time, I probably wouldn't have jumped on board. I'm not a fan of Kickstarters to a point. I don't feel like a Spawn figure that's going to cost maybe 40 bucks or so is really worth a Kickstarter. I imagine Todd McFarlane would want to do more Kickstarters, but I don't think Warner Brothers is really interested in him doing that with their DC line. But I really have no idea what I'm talking about. As far as the actual McFarlane DC Multiverse line goes, like I said before, there's a big difference between reveals and stuff just simply being on display that's fairly new. So on preview night, I saw a display that had the Hush Superman, Steel in the package, Tim Drake Robin, Catman, all kind of cool stuff. But that was all stuff that we had seen before, although Catman was a very recent reveal. They also had a wave for the Batman and Robin movie that looks awesome. I don't know if that's the next Build-A-Figure wave. I can only imagine it's not, because it said pending license approval, so I feel like they're not quite ready yet. But I don't actually know what the next Build-A-Figure wave is, besides the Jokerized Bane, which doesn't even really count. It's a Target exclusive one-off. Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Poison Ivy, Collective Build, Mr. Freeze, and they all look great. Now I'm a little disappointed there is no Bane from that wave, or that movie. And Bane, he sucked in that movie, but I would really like to have all 5 of them to complete the collection. Of course, there are, I think, 2 different versions of Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, and Mr. Freeze that you can get from that film. But I'm really happy to have a wave of this. As I understand it, the Dark Knight Trilogy wave did very well for them, and they see that people really want movie stuff. So now they're going to do this wave, and hopefully they're going to do Batman Forever wave, Batman Returns wave, 89 wave, etc. They also showed the Batman 1989 and Batmobile Amazon exclusive. Looks fantastic. Yeah, a couple issues with Batman as neck, etc. A couple issues with the exclusive availability, but that's a whole other story. I got my pre-order locked in, so I'm good to go. As far as Batman 1999 stuff goes, I really hope they finally find a way to give us a Jack Nicholson Joker. I know he's very expensive, and it usually doesn't pay itself off in the 6 or 7 inch scale, but if anyone can do it, it'd be Todd McFarlane. They could release at least 5 different variations of that Joker, if not more, and I would buy every single one of them times 2, if not 3. In addition to that, they showed some stuff I like, some stuff I was kind of neutral on, and stuff I'm really excited for. Now, there was a classic Wonder Woman. Oh my god, it's been so long. We've been waiting for a traditional-looking Wonder Woman. The closest thing we have is the Gal Gadot version, and as much as I really like that figure, that's not a comic Wonder Woman. I would like a classic Wonder Woman, a New 52 comic Wonder Woman. Rebirth 1 is just some sort of normal Wonder Woman. Not Dark Knight's Metal, not Todd McFarlane designed, not Anti-Crisis or Mohawk version from Last Night on Earth. A regular Wonder Woman. I do not know why they're dragging their feet on that so much. I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, they're just trying to tease people, they're trying to drag out the line. No, there's so many different versions they could make. I don't know why they're not doing it, but it looks like it's finally coming. Now, I did see you get, I think, a Rebirth Batman, some sort of Wonder Woman, and then a third figure, and if you get all 3 of them, it was Aquaman. If you get all 3 of them, you can build a digital Star of the Conqueror. Who the fuck wants a digital Star of the Conqueror? Who wants any of these digital figures at all? Honestly, if you're getting them, I'm really curious to know, why do you want them? From what I saw at the McFarlane website, they're charging full price for a digital figure, $20 to have a figure on your computer or phone? That sounds like complete shit. Why would anybody want that? Maybe space is the issue, but why would you ever want a digital rendering of a figure? I do not understand that at all. If anyone can shed some light on that to me, please drop me a line in the comments below. I'm extremely curious what the appeal of that is here. To me, it's like paying $20 for nothing. You have nothing tangible. You have a digital figure. I could easily get a picture of a figure and put it on my computer. I'm not paying for that. And I realize it's a little bit different than that, but my god, I do not understand that. If someone can explain it to me, please do, because my god, I'm clueless on that. It just seems insane to me. Now I also wanted to talk about the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Movie 6-pack. This pack looks amazing. It's not a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It was revealed during San Diego Comic-Con in all of its glory, but we already knew about it before that. It comes with 6 different movie Batman figures. We have a 7-inch scale Michael Keaton Batman from 1989, a 7-inch scale Val Kilmer Batman from 1985, and it's in his final suit, not the Panther suit that I would have preferred. In 1987, George Clooney Batman from Batman and Robin, I believe that's in his main suit, not the suit from the end of the film. We have Christian Bale Batman from The Dark Knight. The difference here is this one has a cloth cape. We have the Ben Affleck Batman from Justice League, and I'm very disappointed that he's in a tactical suit, not the Batman vs Superman Batman. We all want the Batman vs Superman Batman McFarlane. Release him. The only difference on this one is he's going to have a cloth cape as well. And then we have the Robert Pattinson Batman from the recent The Batman. He also has a cloth cape. Now, what is the big omission here? The Adam West Batman. And I realize this is more of a dark, serious-looking six-pack. Adam West doesn't quite fit in style-wise, but I really hope McFarlane gives us a 7-inch scale Adam West Batman. And if you're going to do that, give us Batman Returns Batman, Batman vs Superman Batman. Give us every single variation you possibly can of the live-action Batman figures. And I would even take the 43 and 49 Batman serial figures. If you could have them all lined up from each and every different live-action incarnation of Batman, that would be awesome. In addition to the 6 Batman figures, this set has a bat signal. First bat signal McFarlane has made. In addition to that, it has, I think, 4 interchangeable fronts. We have one with a classic bat signal, and that is going to be Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney. They all have the same one. Then we have a Dark Knight version, and then we have a Ben Affleck version and a Robert Pattinson version. Different interchangeable fronts, about the coolest Batman accessory or prop that I've seen in a long time. Very excited for that. A few other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures they showed. We had a classic looking Firestorm, Hawkman, and Yellow Lantern Sinestro. Those all look really cool. We also saw a Rebirth Supergirl, Vampire Hal Jordan, and Catman. Those also all look really cool. But none of those are exactly reveals. I mean, they are. They weren't officially announced, but they've been on the leak list, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there get glimpses of those leak lists through the Foosh forums or Instagram or wherever. So it's not quite as exciting as seeing something completely brand new, but still really cool. Those are almost all traditional looks for those figures, except for Hal Jordan, who I'm assuming is going to be a Walmart exclusive. Now, one thing that really surprised me, any of the pictures I saw, I didn't see the Target exclusive Gold Label, Jokerized, Dark Knight Trilogy, Two-Face, and Scarecrow. We obviously know they're coming. They did the Jokerized Batman and the Jokerized Joker, as weird as that is, and they both give you pieces to collect and build a Jokerized Bane from the Dark Knight Rises. I did see the entire Jokerized Bane on display, and he looks like shit. Face looks cool, head sculpt, it's kind of creepy with the eye makeup and the red lips, but the color scheme just looks dumb on him. So we saw him on display, and maybe they did see the other figures, but I personally never saw any photos of them. Curious to see when they're going to come out, as I have the first two, and I'm annoyed to have half my Bane. I really want to finish them. In addition to that, let's talk about the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. There are so many of them, and it's really frustrating because I don't typically go to San Diego Comic-Con. I have not gone yet. Maybe I'll go next year, maybe not. It's a pretty expensive trip. The trip itself, the hotel accommodations, eating, all the merchandise you'll buy, boy, it's going to add up. But for someone who doesn't go, typically these things are offered online, and I'm really excited for that, but it doesn't look like everything's going to be offered online this year, and that kind of sucks. I should have probably put a video out begging anyone to go to San Diego Comic-Con to look out for me, but I didn't. Foolish dHunter. So let's start off with all the stuff tied to San Diego Comic-Con. So first of all, there's the Target exclusive Gold Label Superman vs. Doomsday pack. That was labeled San Diego Comic-Con. I assume it was available at the con. I didn't really see a lot about that. I didn't see it on display anywhere, but it's been secured at Target. My video went up a couple days ago for that. We also have the Entertainment Earth exclusive sketch versions of the Rebirth Superman and the Batman Who Laughs. I do believe those were actually offered at Comic-Con, but I secured my order through Entertainment Earth. Very happy I did. I also saw the blacklight versions of, I think, Joker and Scarecrow that are Entertainment Earth exclusives were also available at the con. Some people have them in hand now. Mine were secured, so I'm cool about that. In addition to that, we have the Dark Knight Trilogy Gold Label figures, Bane with a coat, Sonar Joker, and then Bank Robber Joker. Bank Robber Joker is the one I am most excited for, as I really want to get 7 of those and army build some Joker thugs. McFarlane offered them as a bundle on their website, kind of did me dirty. I ordered 2 of the bundles, but I still have to find 5 more of those individual figures. I've seen a couple options online. Amazon UK, but they're not in stock. Some other UK websites, but they're not going to ship to the US. I've read some rumors people are finding them at Target. I'm still a little skeptical about that. If that's the case, I'll probably be able to track all mine down. But in the meantime, annoying that you can only get the bundle, as personally, I'm not a fan of Bane's coat. I think it looks awful, and then the Sonar Joker looks even worse. In addition to that, we have the Page Punchers sketch variation of Mr. Freeze. We also have the Alan Scott Dread Lantern. that I got from CMD Store, so a lot of these are going to be available elsewhere, but I'm really concerned that some of the ones I want the most will not. We have the San Diego Comic-Con 35th, I believe, or 30th anniversary of Nightfall. That Batman looks amazing. He looks to be probably the best 6 and 7 inch Batman figure out there. Now, shout out to my boy Jason. He won the EQL raffle. Actually, his buddy did, and he's passing his figure to Jason. Jason's going to pass it to me, so I was able to get that Nightfall Batman for a pretty cheap price. But if you know dHunter, he likes to get one to open and one to keep in the package. I did go to eBay and haggle with some people, and I got a lot of San Diego Nightfall Batman and San Diego 85th Anniversary Superman that looks absolutely horrible, and they're on their way. I'll be getting videos of those up in the near future. Sketch Mr. Freeze also, as well as the Nightfall Batman and the 85th Superman, those are the ones I don't think are going to be available elsewhere. They were not put at the McFarlane Toy Store. They're not at CMD Store. Maybe they will be in the future. Maybe they'll drop a Target. I have no idea. But it seems like they sold very well and they're very limited quantities. They gave us collectors a chance to go into a raffle. Not a raffle to win the figures, but a raffle to be entered into a chance to buy the figures. And it was a fair automated thing. Unfortunately, I didn't win any of the figures I tried to. Shout out to my boy Jason for helping me out. Really, really appreciate that. It saves me a good $60 by going to eBay, by paying you that price. Thank you again. San Diego Comic-Con, ton of exclusives, ton of cool stuff. It was really cool seeing Todd McFarlane start off. They had that huge sort of McFarlane DC Multiverse background with the gold label at the top. You can get your picture taken there. He was sort of posed up like an action figure, then started talking. I thought that was actually really, really cool. Now, as a whole, I was very pleased. This was San Diego Comic-Con for the first time since pre-COVID, back in full force, full glory, with all the guest stars, all the displays, no masks, although masks are encouraged, superhero masks that is. But very cool. It looked like it was banging. It looked like it was on fire. It looked like it was so popular. It looked so cool. So many cool things I saw. Cosplay, figures, movies, panels, whole 9 yards. It just looked like it would be a really, really cool time. My absolute favorite reveal from the entire show, and like I said at the beginning, it's not what you would expect. I am a Batman die-hard fan. I could have been very impressed with some Gargoyle stuff, but there wasn't much to show. There was plenty of DC stuff there that really got me excited. But I'm going to tell you what takes the cake. And it's the NECA Robocop Alex Murphy figure. Alex Murphy in his Detroit police attire. I've been excited for something like that for a very long time. I didn't think they would ever do it because, honestly, I don't think it's that much of a desired figure. But he's so cool. I have what I would like to say is the largest 6 and 7 inch police action figure collection in the entire world, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I've done a couple videos on them. I like my Batman action figure world. I like world building. I have a room that's turned to a huge Gotham City, and it has an entire bookshelf for the GCPD, and they barely even fit on there. So many of those figures. I'm going to get 6 of this Alex Murphy. Going to do some head swaps. He also has the helmet for the riot gear, so even if I didn't do head swaps, I could have an army of GCPD officers. I think it is awesome. I've been looking forward to something like that for a long time. Never expected it to happen. When I saw it, I was like, oh, hell yes, thank you, NECA. You delivered again. Please give us as partner Ann Lewis. I'll buy 6 of her as well, do some head swaps, and have a nice addition to the GCPD SWAT team. That was my absolute favorite reveal from all of San Diego Comic-Con. I never would have expected. I'd say it was a Robocop figure. I figured it'd be a Batman figure. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the stuff shown at San Diego Comic-Con wasn't exactly a reveal. My favorite probably thing total is the 30th anniversary of the Nightfall Batman. He looks so good, and I'm happy to have acquired 2 of them. They're on their way. Well, at least one of them is. The other one will be soon. That being said, my favorite thing, Alex Murphy, played by Peter Weller, that turns into Robocop. In addition to him being the figure that I love for being a GCPD SWAT officer, he has alternate battle damage. You can have 6 SWAT officers go in, try to take on the Joker, Bane, whoever. Bam! You can swap out all their parts and have 6 bloody corpses in front of you. It could be really cool. But just having them with their guns, riot gear, whole 9 yards, excellent. Excellent, NECA. Thank you so much for that. And Tom McFarlane, thank you so much for all the reveals, all the confirmations, all the great stuff out there. I cannot wait to have it all in hand and do videos for each and every one of them. So, like I said, drop me a line in the comments below. Tell me what is your favorite San Diego Comic-Con reveal from this year. There's a lot of stuff that I don't collect that people are into. Star Wars Black, Marvel Legends, Transformers, Dragon Ball Z, all kind of other stuff. There's an action figure for everybody out there. My collecting needs are very unique, very specific, and they're not really what most other people want. I love regular, boring, suited action figures, civilians. Most people don't really want those, but to each their own. I cannot wait for all the McFarlane DC stuff, but that NECA Robocop Alex Murphy, oh, that was just made me so happy. I've been obsessed with that thing, taking so many pictures of it, different angles, different sizes. Cannot wait. It looks spot on. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.